Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another attic video where I discuss things that I think are important with you. And before I get into today's video, I just want to introduce you to Sakura. She is my pink alpaca soul and she's very cute with this garland that she has on her head. Okay, so for today's video, I will be discussing being white passing mixed race. For those of you who don't know, I am mixed race. I am half Asian and half French. Where I'm from, we call that Eurasian, European, Asian, Eurasian. And being white passing just means that I look more like my white parent than my Asian parent. I'll be telling you what it was like growing up as a mixed race kid and how things changed as I got older into my teen years. And I'll also be discussing the problems that I see arising if being transracial were to be something that is accepted in the future. Now, as I make this video, being transracial is not accepted, but it could be in the future. What I mean by transracial is I don't mean those kids who are born one race and then raised by parents of another race. I mean people who are born one race, have parents of the same race raising them, but they claim to be a different race, like Rachel Dolezal, Ollie London, people like that. Alright, let's get started with today's video. So like I said in my intro, I am white passing mixed race, and growing up as a child in the early 90s, being mixed race was still quite rare. It wasn't very common. And I was bullied as a kid by the other kids because I didn't look white enough to be white and I didn't look Asian enough to be Asian. You might think that's weird because I look very white now. With my hair dyed different colors, it makes me look more white. When I have my natural black hair, which is the only Asian trait I really inherited, I look slightly more Asian. My other features are quite white. I have green eyes, I have the double eyelids, that sort of thing. And growing up, I was bullied, but I never had to pass as white for my own safety like other mixed race people had to in the past because of things like segregation, the one drop rule, and sundown towns. If you don't know what those things are, please read about them and educate yourself because I think it's very important to know about those things so that they never ever happen again to anyone. But anyway, growing up being mixed race was rare, and as I got older, as a teenager, suddenly it was cool to be mixed race. So all the models were mixed race. There were some mixed race actors on TV, which was the first time I ever saw that happening. These days there are so many actors and actresses on TV who are mixed race, which I think is great because I never grew up with that. So that was my experience growing up. As a child, it was still rare to be mixed race and I felt like I didn't fit in with either race and I was very confused. I've read a lot of mixed race people feel this way. But as I got older as a teenager, I thought, no, wait a minute. I am not one race or the other. I'm both. So I get the best of both worlds, like Hannah Montana. Remember that show? Anyway, that's how I feel about being mixed now. I think it's a good thing, even though growing up it was difficult. But being white passing, I can see some problems that could arise if being transracial is to be something that is accepted in the future. And I say it's a possibility because when I was growing up, being gay was seen as something that was bad by all the adults around me. I remember them thinking it was like so horrible and terrible. But as a kid, I remember thinking, what's wrong with being gay? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If a boy wants to kiss another boy or a girl wants to kiss another girl, what is wrong with that? But all the adults around me thought it was so wrong. But these days, it is more accepted than it was back then. which is why I say that being transracial could be something that is accepted in the future, because times change. That's just how it is. What problems do I see arising for mixed race people like myself if that were to happen? The first thing is that we could be accused of Asian fishing or black fishing if you are black mixed race. And what that is you pretend to be a race that you are not. I think that's what it is. Like, if you're Asian fishing, you're not actually Asian, but you're pretending to be Asian. So us being white passing, we could be accused of that. And another thing that could happen is that we could be accused of being transracial when actually we're not. We are white passing mixed race. Like, that is what we are born as. So one parent is one race, the other parent is another race, and that is just what we are. We are not born as a race and pretending to be another race. And I've had this happen to me, like when I meet new people and say that I am mixed race, some of them look at me like, oh, you're lying, but I don't want to say anything. And I should really call them out on it, because I should not have to say, oh, I'm white passing mixed race. I should just be able to say I'm mixed race. Like, I shouldn't have to clarify that. And another thing I see arising, which could be a big problem, is will we have to take a DNA test to prove that we are mixed race and carry around a DNA passport to prove that we are what we say we are? And this is not that far-fetched, because it wasn't that long ago that we were carrying around vaccination passports to prove that we are vaccinated. So, just saying. And I don't think that we should have to do that, because, you know, we are not transracial, we are mixed race. That is what we are born as. We are not trying to be a race that we are not genetically. We just look like we're white passing. Does that make sense? So those are 3 problems that I could see arising if being transracial were to be accepted in the future. If you have any questions, opinions, comments that you want to say about this issue, please leave them in the comments below, because I want to know what you think. Are you mixed race? Are you not mixed race? Are you white passing? I want to hear from everyone. So that is the video for today. My experience in childhood as a mixed race person, which was still quite rare back then. It is more common now, and I like that it's more accepted. But if transracial is to be something that is accepted in the future, please do not assume that we are transracial or that we are Asian fishing or anything like that. And please do not make us take DNA tests and have mixed race passports. I think that is just like taking a step back and going to the time when we had to be white passing for our own safety. It's not the same thing, but it is also discrimination. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it made you think. Again, if you don't know anything about sundown towns, the one-drop rule, and segregation, I hope that you do. I hope that you do know about those things. But if you don't, please read about them so that they never happen to anyone ever again. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!